Hi again, my name is Atembe and welcome back to my channel. If you're watching this, you're probably interested in teaching in Korea, and if so, then please look at my previous video which explains the whole visa process and how to really get your foot in the door. This video today is going to talk about all the different types of schools in Korea. A lot of people want to teach in Korea and all they ask questions about are, what's the best public school? What's the best Hagwon? And I'm sitting here thinking, why are you people trying to block your blessings? There are so many more types of schools to teach in than public schools and Hagwons. And I didn't know this until I got here either, so I don't blame you, but that's what this video is going to break down today. Boom, boom, boom. All the different types of schools, okay? I'm just gonna cut to the chase. Here are all the different school options you can teach in Korea. Public schools are the main source of education in Korea. It's where all the kids in the population have to go to get their education, just like back home in the USA. If you get a job at a public school, yes, you got a nice little cushy government job, most hired through EPIK. And when you're applying to a public school through EPIK, of course you can request a region of your choice, and of course most people want Seoul or some other big city, but the EPIK coordinators, a lot of times they see it and they're like, oh, you want to be in Seoul? Okay, that's cute, sis. Why don't you get placed over here somewhere completely different that has nothing to do with what you asked for? If that's the case, then there are ways to apply to public schools directly, but I'm gonna let you know that in the next video, not now. When you're applying to a public school through EPIK, there are a lot of unknowns, such as your exact location, your exact school, your exact grade level, your exact amount of co-teachers, your exact apartment. You might even be working at more than one school. So all that being said, why is everybody so thirsty for a public school job? Because those benefits though, the benefits are so good. Overall, you can work an EPIK job with little to no experience. You know you're going to get paid. You know that from their end, they're gonna take care of you because it's the government and not a business owner. So what do I mean by business owner? Well, that's where Hagwons come in. So Hagwons are pretty much private academies that are businesses. They have a CEO, though they might not say that. They might say they're the director or even the principal, but it's a place where students go to supplement their education after going to public school. The parents, they shell out a whole lot of money for their kids to come to these academies after school or even before they start school, like kindergarten, preschool age. It's a big deal here. All public schools, they're more or less the same. Hagwons, you never know what you're gonna get. They are like the Kardashian sisters. They all have their own style and personality, and they're all a little bit annoying, and you never know if you're just gonna have to side-eye one really hard, but every now and then you find a good one in the bunch. Overall, they're mostly the same. So what is the deal with Hagwons? Boom, boom, boom. Unlike public school, you'll probably be working with other foreigners, though that also depends on the size of the Hagwon. A good Hagwon is really, really good. People try to avoid Hagwons, but if you find a good one that's been recommended to you, or you just feel it in your gut, in your soul, then go for it. But a lot of Hagwons end up being trash. They're trash wands. They garbage. They're no good. Also in my next video, I'll show you how to find the difference between a good Hagwon and a trash one. Another thing with Hagwons that's pretty convenient is that you can interview with them directly. And if you're in the country, you can even go there and check it out, check out the students, see the exact classroom you're going to be in, see the exact department you're going to be in. If you're out of country, then you can talk directly with your director. You'll know exactly who you're working with. You have more control, unlike applying through public schools through EPIK. Private schools are not the same thing as Hagwon. Some Hagwons will call themselves private schools, but they are completely different. They are like private schools back in the US, an alternate option for education that parents usually pay for. So instead of going to public school, these students are going to private school. The benefits are a little bit various. You'll probably have more responsibility, you'll probably have your own home room, you'll probably have report cards. Public institutes or public education centers, they are also run by the government, so they have a lot of similar benefits to public schools. However, they're not public schools. For example, a popular type of public institute would be English villages. English villages are institutions where students from the area schools come for a day or a week or even 2 weeks, and they get their English education from foreign teachers. My last job was this type of public institute where I was basically under the Office of Education. So I got a lot of the public school perks, also some autonomy like I would get teaching in a Hagwon or even a private school. Private education centers or private institutes are kind of like Hagwons in private schools. So the difference between a private institute and a public institute is just that one is run by the government and is usually free for the students, and the other, private institutes, are not. The students will have to pay, and it's usually older students. For example, students who might be trying to take their SATs. An international school is like teaching at a school in another country, but it's just placed in Korea instead. There's an American international school in Korea, and that means if you're a teacher in this school, you're teaching Korean students or any student that applies to be in this school, and this is their main source of education, an alternative for public school. For you as a teacher, you're not teaching them English as a second language. You're teaching them whatever subject you would normally teach them as a regular teacher in America. You're teaching an American curriculum. Going along with that, you would also get your American holidays off. The 3-month summer vacation, the Christmas, the Thanksgiving, things like that. And to do this, you have to be a certified teacher back in your home country. Unfortunately, you can't just have a bachelor's degree. You can't just have experience. Universities are another school option in Korea. They are quite competitive. However, if you have a master's and or if you have experience teaching university level students or older, then you can apply for these jobs. You'll be teaching conversational English, most likely to college freshmen. You'll have a lot less teaching hours each week. You might not even teach every day. You'll get a month off or more in the summer. The funny thing about university jobs in Korea, it's kind of one of those jobs where you need experience to qualify for the job you're applying for. But then they won't hire you because you don't have the experience, because you're trying to apply to the job to get the experience you need. So a lot of it might be networking and just getting lucky. English camps are just 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4-week programs that happen one time in the summer or one time in the winter. And in that summer break, students, their parents still put them in school or some kind of academic program, and that's where the English camps come in. And the same thing for the winter. During Lunar New Year vacation, public schools, private institutes, they all have English camps for their students during their off time from public school. Basically, given the curriculum, you don't have to plan anything. The pay is usually pretty good. The hours are usually pretty normal, and since everything's planned for you, it's usually not too stressful. I worked for one for 3 weeks, and that paycheck was super sexy. This one paid for my housing, they paid for meals, and it was really helpful because I was in between jobs at the time. So I basically got more than my normal salary in 3 weeks, which helped me while I spent like a month and a half between jobs. The last place you can teach in Korea are private corporations and companies such as Samsung, such as, what else is there in Korea besides Samsung? You can work directly for companies and teach their executive, teach their workers. These are usually people who they're on meetings with foreigners all the time. They're trying to expand globally. So these jobs can be really fun. You're working with adults. You can possibly network your way into a different kind of job. You'll be part of the company. Instead of saying, you know, I'm an English teacher, you can actually say, well, I work at Samsung. There are also private English companies. You can sign up to work for this company, and then the students sign up to have you as a teacher. If you're okay with only making 2 million won a month, then you can just take on however many students that you need per week. If you want to make 3-4 million per month, then you can take on a whole lot more students, work on the weekends, decide your own schedule like that. So that's all I've got for you today, all the different types of schools you can work in as a teacher in South Korea. My next video is going to show you how to actually look for these jobs, the best websites to look for, all the tips and tricks for spotting out a legit post and one that you should run away from, burn, throw in the trash, bury, and never see again. If you enjoyed this video, then please like and thumbs up and share it if it was helpful and you think it will help somebody else. If you have more questions, then please let me know in the comments. And as always, follow me on social media, follow me everywhere, just stalk me. I will see you guys next time with my new video. Bye!